Bond. Force of attraction. We have mentioned it, first class itself. Force of attraction. Driving force for the formation of bond. What is the need for the formation of bond? Stable configuration. Attainment of stable configuration. Attainment of stable configuration. Not always octet configuration. You have seen half filled orbitals, completely filled orbitals, isn't it? They have not got the octet here, but still stability. Electronic attainment of stable configuration. Hydrogen has got only 2, helium structure, it's not octet. Okay. Now the force of attraction between any two atoms can take place either by transfer of electron. For some more time, I shall repeat what you have already studied in 10th standard. Transfer of electron leading to the formation of electrovalent compound. But write whatever I write or I don't write, let it go into. Whatever I say, electrovalent compound. They are also known as ionic compounds because of the existence of ions. The other one is going to be the sharing of electrons. Sharing of electrons. Now, we are going to say sharing of orbitals. The sharing of electron gives rise to covalent bond. It is also known as non-ionic bond. Non-ionic bond. Now, this sharing of orbitals also explains the bond nature. It also tells you about the shape of the molecules. If you know the shape of the molecules, you are able to say something about the bond distance. Not only bond distance, you are able to say something about the bond angles. And these are the areas wherein questions are likely to come. I have given you a complete blueprint of places wherein you are likely to get question. If you know the answers, you are able to explain. And this C, one more, this third one is going to be coordinate bond formation, dative bond. Dative bond, or it is also known as coordinate bond, or it is also known as semipolar bond. Semipolar bond. The best example we take is sodium solid plus chlorine gas to form sodium chloride. Though stoichiometry is not needed, let us complete that stoichiometry also, balancing of equation. 2 moles of this, because that gives you some information regarding the numerical problems. 2 moles of this is going to react with 1 mole of chlorine to form 2 moles of this. And sodium has got 2, 8, 1. Chlorine 2, 8, 7. Electronic configuration. Shell structure. Chlorine wants to behave as an electropositive element. Chlorine has got very low ionization enthalpy. Let us recall those properties that we have used. They can also be asked here as a question. And sodium has got greater metallic property. So, all of them are synonymous terms. Ability, in terms of ability to donate an electron. Do you agree with me? When I say metallic property, ability to donate an electron. Very low ionization enthalpy, ability to donate an electron. Electropositivity, ability to donate an electron. All of them are related to the ionization enthalpy. Now, what happens here? driving force to get the octet configuration. And sodium has got 2 electrons in the case of 8 electrons here, and we try to put a square bracket here, a positive charge, because it's no more an atom here, it's an ion here. Chlorine, we have got 2, we have got 8, we have got 8 here, therefore a minus here. And since we have to balance the charge, we say magnesium requires 2 fluorine atoms. The ratio is going to be 1:1, whereas the ratio is going to be 2:1. That also explains why is it going to be 2:1. Why is it going to be? Now, who is going to explain to me why magnesium requires 1:1 1 mole, sodium with chlorine or fluorine for that matter. Fluorine with matter, whether fluorine or chlorine, the stoichiometric ratio is same with chlorine. It is going to be 2:1 with sodium and 1:1 in the case of magnesium. What is the answer? Raise your hand.
Requirement of Mg is 2 electrons. Mg is 2. Magnesium divalent.
As I told you, we have to balance the charges towards after the transfer of electron. The transfer of electron is always represented by curved arrow. It goes the direction of arrow also from electropositive element towards the electronegative element. Now, in the case of how do I put the charges of magnesium? Magnesium is going to be 282, and this is going to be 27 fluorine. So, take magnesium here, it has last 2 electrons, 2 here and 8 here, and therefore it requires 2 fluorine atoms, 2 here, 7 here, fluorine, 2 here and 8 here. After acceptance, let me put first magnesium, an electron. The electron in the last shell, they are as far away as possible. If you have got 2 electrons diagonally opposite, if you have 3 electrons as far away as possible, why should they be as far away as possible? To avoid the repulsive forces. Therefore, if fluorine comes here, 1 electron is transferred here and this electron is transferred here. Therefore, magnesium gets 2 plus here and supported by F minus and F minus. Therefore, the formula of magnesium fluoride is MgF2. You should not say magnesium valency 2. That is why we are writing MgF2. Assertion and raising. I have given you one more example for the assertion and raising. Magnesium fluoride formula is MgF2. The second statement, magnesium is divalent, fluorine is monovalent. That is not the answer. It is a correct statement, but that does not explain for this. Okay? What should be the statement to make it A here? To balance the charges. In order to transfer the electron. 1 magnesium atom requires 2 fluorine atoms, or 1 mole of fluorine magnesium requires 2 moles of complete it. This test starts now itself. I am going to give you questions as and when I proceed from 15 questions. They are to be evaluated. Question number 1 for the day. Question number 1 day. Don't borrow information. Magnesium, 1 mole of magnesium combines with dash mole of fluorine atoms. 1 mole of fluorine requires 2 moles of fluorine atoms, 1 mole of fluorine molecule. 1 mole of fluorine molecule.